Hi, I'm Delaney, and I'm currently playing Lydia in Beetlejuice the musical on the Norwegian Viva.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for all of the love that you showed me on my last Beetlejuice post. It was so nice to see everybody so interested in the production that we've been doing here on the Norwegian Viva, and we're currently in Greece and Turkey for the whole summer. And it was really exciting to see everybody engage with it, and people that love Beetlejuice the musical, and all of the people that asked me so many questions about the specific production that we're doing here on the Viva. And so one of the big questions that I'll be answering this week is about our production schedule. We're very lucky because we do not perform half as much as the US tour or the Broadway production does. I have no idea how they do it. 8 shows a week. I think it might kill me, but we're having fun here, which is nice because we're able to get off in port and see some of the travel destinations. So what we do is we do 4 shows a cruise. So we do 2 shows a night, 2 nights back to back. Usually the shows are either 6:30 and 9:30 or 7 and 10, because the show runs hour 45, and then we have a little bit of time to eat in between the shows. But they're like back to back. It's pretty hard, but it's really fun. So you just work really hard for, I guess, those 2 days, and then you have kind of the rest of the week off, which is nice. And then one interesting thing about how we do it on the cruise is because there's so many other things in the theater. They have like a game show, there's icons, there's a lot of other like guest entertainers and magicians and stuff. So the set has to be broken down after we do our shows each week. And so in order to make sure that the tech, the automation and everything is still safe and the trapdoor is still safe to use, we have to do a tech before we do that week's shows. So usually it'll go like 11:30 p.m. tech the night before our shows, and then the next day we'll have shows 7 and 10, second day 7 and 10, or 6:30 and 9:30. But that tech is usually really late because it has to be after whoever is performing in the theater for the guests that night, because the theater has to obviously be empty and they don't want to take prime time. But the good thing is that for the first few months of our contract, we were able to use those techs as put-ins for the understudies. So if you don't, I guess, know what a put-in is, it's where the understudy is in full costume, wig, everything, and they run their track as if they're doing an actual show, and everyone else is just kind of in street clothes, maybe sometimes marking, but doing the full show, so that they're able to get a feel for what it would be like, so that they are able to go on in front of an audience safely and they know what they're doing. So we were able to do that. One cool thing about the show schedule is that we do 4 shows a cruise regardless of the cruise length. Like when we have 7-day cruises, we'll do 4 shows, and we'll be working like, I guess, 3 out of the 7 days, sometimes maybe 4 if we have somebody sick or we have extra rehearsal that's needed. So it's a little bit faster of a turnaround when we had 7-day cruises. But then once we crossed the Atlantic, we started having like 11 and 10-day cruises, and so we had a lot more time off, which is nice because you're able to get out in port. But sometimes it can get a little bit boring because you're just on the ship, and there's once you've been to the ports, there's not as much to do, so you kind of want to do the show more often, which we're about to get into 7-day cruises again, so that will be really fun just to start to get back into a routine. But it's nice to have a lot of time off in between the shows and just to really feel the audience and get to explore the ship and get off in all the ports, and it's really fun.